what I get, like a tumbler, and then all kinds of these teas that I do drink. They were hot teas. They're so good. So thank you guys. Brian says, been following you for over a year and a half. I haven't been on a year and a half. I just started. I just crossed the 1 year. I crossed the 1 year line at 200,000 subscribers. That was pretty impressive. I was like, wow. A lot of people caught on really fast, and I am so grateful for that. And I thank the Lord for that every day, because I know you are learning and you have to be winning. So Brian says, I've paid off over 30,000. Nice. 9,000 balance out of 50,000 HELOC. Should I pay a 27,000 loan off with the remaining HELOC balance, or just $5,000 chunks? It depends on the cash flow you're gaining. Okay. So if your cash flow is at, after you paid that off, if your cash flow is going to be like at 2,000 a month, then that means that you would pay off that loan in less than 16 months approximately. So I probably would pay it off, because your interest is not going to be really high. Like if you had 27,000 and you've got a 9.25%, which is the going rate on a HELOC right now, that your first month would cost you about $208 in interest, and then it would be coming down every month. So it really depends on your cash flow. And so if you say, that's not even fair. Let's see if we did, let's divide that by 2. Let's see what we get. So you're talking about having about $1,660 in total interest. So it really depends. I like to use chunks for my HELOC that match my income per month, and that way I'm kind of trading off the balance. I hope that makes sense. If I take, $5,000 out of the HELOC this month, and I make $5,000, and I know that's going back in, and then I'm just paying my expenses, that's kind of the way I like to go. But if you're getting a big cash flow from paying off a loan, then it's probably a pretty good idea to go ahead and pay off the loan, especially if they're eating you up in interest, like that 9.49% loan I just read in the comments earlier. Okay, question. Our 5 years fixed mortgage is ending in July. Should we renew or refinance or use HELOC? We have 25 years amortization. 5 years fixed. Ooh, so it's going to a variable, it sounds like. Okay. Okay, so I personally would look to move into a line of credit. So whatever that means for you, whether it be a first lien, would be your best bet. So I just wouldn't let that go into an amortization schedule again. I'd try to figure my way out of that. Let's see here. We're getting hearts from Cheryl. How do you use a line of credit? Okay, so every video that I put out, nearly, I would say 95% of my videos teach you how to use a line of credit. So that question tells me that you need to watch some videos, okay? The concept will become clear as you watch more videos. I just hate to sit here for my regulars that I know are really going to be mundane questions, because you've watched the videos, you're into the lines, and you know how to use them. So when I get questions of how to use a line of credit, then I just know you need to watch some more videos, so that I don't take up the time kind of talking about that on this live, okay? Hi, Betty. Hello. Some of the things you say crack me up. I'm crazy. I'm telling you, I'm crazy. There's my sister. Hi, precious sister. So she's in the house. Everybody say hi to Eve. She's like my fave sister in the whole wide world. Okay, yes, she's my only sister in the whole wide world, but she is in the house. So say hi, Eve. Let's see, how to pay off a car loan with a line of credit. Deborah, I have several videos on that as well, if you want to go check that out. So you just transfer it into a line, income in, expenses out, okay? Let's see. What kind of loan should I take out to pay off the credit cards? Oh my gosh, here we go, guys. Do we get loans?
No!
There's that word again. There's that word. What kind of?
No.
What kind of?
N-O, no.
We don't do loans, okay? We are talking about just lines. If you go to your bank and you get a personal line of credit, a home equity line of credit, even a credit card that's linked to your checking account, any of those can be used to pay off a car loan, okay? So be very careful about what you go in asking for, because they are going to suggest you take a loan 99.999% of the time. So you have to make sure that you know what you're going in for. You need to ask for a revolving line. Revolving meaning you can put your income in, you can pull any expenses out, any funds you need whenever you need them, with no fees attached, okay? Very important. Very important. Thank you all for welcoming Eve. She never comes on here, so she must feel like she's extra precious tonight that she wanted to show up. So, no loans. That's right. Yes, growing your money. That's a good idea. One requirement for a HELOC for my credit union requires my house to be painted. That is crazy. That's the craziest thing I've heard, John. I intentionally, it's been a while since I had an appraisal, but I intentionally said I'm not doing any cosmetic work to the house. I'm not even going to like deep clean it. Because they're looking at structure. They're looking at new windows you put in. They're looking at HVAC units that are new. They're looking for new flooring. But paint on the walls, unless it's just crazy and you've got sheetrock trouble or something, maybe. But no, I mean that's very, very different.